Um, as an individual, my thoughts are confused, but I do my best to clarify them and express them uh, when I can. So I would like to read a few passages from Philip K. Dick's Exegesis, um, which are relevant to what I've just said about the phenomenology of spirit and the Hegelian process of the absolute coming into absolute consciousness of itself. And here's what Philip K. Dick, said. Um, what I call the points of view of consciousness, or what Spinoza called the modes of the one substance, or consciousness or mind. These are modes of perceiving one, the same, actually unchanging thing, viewpoints, perspectives. This Urwelt, which means the originary world, the primary world, the primordial world, this Urwelt can assume any space-time aspect imaginable. And then he mentions Indian religion. Well, Brahman, nice to meet you, you cunning dreamer of worlds. Not only can you assume any form, but all forms. He goes on, you enlighten us, but it is you who fools us. Fools your own polyforms, Brahman, the magician, the audience, and the palm tree savior. Well, that's Philip K. Dick's view of things. And then it's more interesting. The very most ultimate nature of what I saw is a single complex sphere in flux, elaborating itself out of its continually greater number of stages of antecedent states or stages, always surpassing itself aesthetically in terms of wisdom, intricacy, efficiency, perpetually surpassing itself in the level of organization, completeness, with the better and better use of its constituents and their arrangement. It progresses from plurality to incorporation into a unity. This is the process of the phenomenology of spirit, of the one, you can call this cosmic mind, but the mind of the cosmos is the mind of Hegelian logic. But um, my role as an individual with my limited capabilities is to share with other parts of this process, this cognitive process that we call God or the absolute or whatever, my knowledge, and yeah, that's a difficult task because, well, he says the brain, which is the mind of God, if you will. The brain might also be said to be educating its parts so they will accurately replicate it, the mind of God, in miniature, thus achieving its desired completeness, its goal, wholeness throughout. Only when the microstations precisely reflect the totality will the whole thing work. It is not destiny, it is the will of the whole. So, in Philip K. Dick's view, there is one macro brain, which you could say as a representation, the mind of God, and every individual consciousness, every singular mind is a neuron in the macro brain, and in order for the macro brain to function, connections must be made between the various parts so that the whole can become conscious of itself. And that's what I am trying to do with my limited capabilities, but the purpose of cultural Hegelianism is to show you the connections between art, religion, philosophy, and also politics, economics, law, history, natural sciences, logic, the totality. And I, as an empirical individual, I am limited, but what I call my transcendental self, which is the mind of God, which is the transcendental self in everyone, because there's only one transcendental self, and this is my transcendental self. Every empirical self, me or any other empirical self in the world, they are imperfect reflections of this absolute mind. And the best that they can do is to think of themselves as being modes or neurons of this cosmic brain, or modes of this one substance. And yeah,